Guys, welcome to our channel, Team Real Estate Lifestyle. Today's video is a podcast with Chris Barnes and Victor Reynolds. Wholesaling versus land buying. Let's get started. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go, champ.
Hello, everybody. It's your boy, Coach Vic. I'm here with the great and infamous Chris Barnes. Let's go, champ. He is a wholesaling master, been doing this for a long time. He's also teaching people how to wholesale. So what we're going to talk about is how he got into the game, what he does, how he succeeds at such a high level, and compare and contrast a bit with wholesaling versus land investing, seeing how they're same, how they're different. And then at the end, maybe he has some more wisdom, because before we got started, he was just giving me so much game that I had to stop him so we can make sure you guys get some of this information too. So without further ado, Chris, welcome. I appreciate your time. Thank you for so far all the information you've given me. I'm very impressed. I have to stop
Yes,
taking notes because I have to get this going. But yeah, how you doing, man? What's going on with you?
I'm doing great, man. Like I always just try to help people. That's why I think I'm put in this position, man, so that I can try to help others. I didn't think I can do it. A lot of people don't think they can. They just need somebody like me and you, right? To, put this information out there so they can see that everybody can do it, man. Especially from different backgrounds. That's what I wanted people to see. The different backgrounds. It don't matter what you came from or what you're doing right now. It's all up to you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So with that said, you start to get into it before we got started, but why don't you tell me and everybody how you got into wholesaling? Like before you even get into that, like what even got into your mind? Like, hey, I want to do this. And then you're telling me how you had to attack it. It wasn't just something that was handed to you. You didn't have all the time in the world and you made it work. So what made you want to get into wholesaling? And then how did you actually get started?
Okay, awesome. I wanted to do it for a long time. Before I was working, I always wanted to do it, man. Like I used to go to like the seminars and things like that, back in the day. And, I paid $1,500. They took my money one time and stayed over the weekend. And I found out, like, if you go to this one and you go to this seminar, they want you to pay $10,000 to go to the next one, and I was like, well, I didn't even have this $15,000. So stuff like that, I was going through the beginning. So I chilled out for a little bit, got into cooking, busting my butt. But, cooking, I was like, I'm just tired. I used to be in a walk-in, seriously, every day, like, I can't die doing this, guys. So you have to be like that. Like, you have to realize, in your mind, I don't want to do this no more. Seriously, and believe it. How people say I don't want to do this, but they don't believe it. You really have to believe
they don't want to do it, but they're not going to stop.
But so I really believed it. So, I just wanted to get back into it. So I went to the Jack's Rear. They have a Jack's Rear here in Jacksonville where, they have, classes each month. They have classes. I was paying like a $100 fee to get into that. And I wasn't really getting going. So after work, I used to work from 9 in the morning to 4. And then from 5 o'clock to 12, like I was telling you. And people would think, I don't have no time. But like I said, I used to be at work like, I'm not going to die doing this. You understand me? If you thinking this, you really have to take the actions after work then. Because if you're not, you're going to have to keep going to work and keep saying, I'm not going to die doing this in the corner. You know what I'm saying? So, after work, I used to, join Facebook groups. I don't know why. At the time, I didn't know anything about real estate, right? I didn't know nothing about wholesaling. But I just started joining these groups and talking to people on the phone, just connecting and things like that, and learning. So over the time of me, learning how to do it through the class, because I kept going to the class and started learning on YouTube. I don't put no plug in, but Flipman, right? I know everybody knows Flipman. I don't know if you heard of Flipman. He's a wholesaler on YouTube, and he was like, "Get in the game." He always should say, "Get into the game." When I used to watch the YouTube. So one day I was like, forget it, man. I'm just gonna go buy some bandit signs and get in the game. So I went and bought some bandit signs, and it worked, right? I was like, oh man, somebody's calling me. But when I answered the phone, they was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, hung up on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I hung up on them. You know what I mean? So I'm just telling you, right? We're gonna go through that. No, seriously, because everybody's scared. What we gonna say? What we want to do. You know, you know, when you get it. So, you know, I was scared. I mean, just let everybody know, you know, it's okay to be scared when you first start this, to be nervous. I was telling him, you know, through all that, I didn't have no time. I was learning how to do this from people that was new. You know, I learned that's not a good thing to do, but it's okay because everybody's new. So how can we do anything if you never close a deal?
Right.
Excuse me.
The blind leading the blind over
No, I'm
here.
seriously, like, you know, and because in the beginning, you know, listen, the beginning is going to make you or break you guys. Seriously. So in the beginning, I, you know, just to try to help you to go through things I didn't go through. You know, like I said, I used to get off work 12 o'clock at night, and join groups and things like that. To go back on the groups, I'm in 4,265 real estate groups. You know, from me doing that though every night. Yeah, you know, this one I wanted to emphasize that. You know, I mean, I didn't want to get away from that, right? So the groups, you know, that's something you guys need to get into. You know, that help you out. But it's just different things, you know, that I do now that helps me out better to back in the day. So just try to help you guys out. You know, try not, you know, it's good to talk to wholesalers, new wholesalers, but like I was saying, y'all both new. How can he help me close a deal if you've never been to title? I need somebody who's going to take me to title. And so that means you need somebody who's done some deals already that can show you how do you get the title, because still it's the stuff at title that you have to do to make the deal done. Like, you know, you have to send the contracts to title. You have to call them to follow up to make sure that everything that, you know, title don't need anything. They might need somebody to sign something and you don't know because you didn't call. Right. So you sitting there waiting for the deal to close and it's not going to close because they're waiting on a signature. So just different things like, you know, things like that. That's what it help. That's a person with experience would have helped you understand stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's why I said, you know, get with somebody who know what they're doing. That's one thing. Go ahead, bro. I want to.
No, but real quick, I don't
know
want
I'm all
them to,
over the
like,
place,
you
man,
gave a
but
lot of
so
game
much
right there. I don't want nothing to go over people's heads. First off, you working hella hours, tired as hell,
Yes.
smelling like hot ass kitchen, getting home, but you didn't make an excuse and you got shit done anyway. That's first.
Yeah.
Second, you didn't know what was happening. You felt the fear, but you acted anyway. And you weren't afraid to make the mistakes because you knew you didn't want to be in that hot ass kitchen for, you know, 12, 14 hours a day. All right. That's first. Third, you weren't afraid to pay for information. Yeah, you got a lot from Flipman on YouTube. Shout out to Flipman. But you pay $1,500 to go here and go there, and then they're trying to get more and more money out of you. And most people, that would have stopped them. They're like, this ain't going to work. It's nothing but scams, blah, blah, blah. But you're like, you know what? Maybe these individuals or this company that's trying to get my money ain't for me, but somebody's going to show me the game. So I just got to do what I can to figure it out. And even then, you were still paying $100 per class, per session, for whatever, to learn more information. Like right there should tell people what you have to do in order to succeed. It wasn't easy for you. It wasn't fun, but you did it. And now look at you. Look at you.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, emphasizing on, you know, the beginning, right? It's cool to, like I said, work with wholesalers. I don't want nobody to make me say I'm sorry, thinking I'm saying wholesalers are bad. They're not. They're not, because they have information that you might not have. You know, they might have a contract that you might can get. You know what I mean? Or some a title company, you know, that they might know that you get. So I want to, you know, fix that and say, you know, it's okay to work with them and talk to them, but just try to find somebody who can really help you get to the bottom line. You know, because we want, at the end of the day, you know, we want to make money. You know.
Oh, hold on, you're muted. So I guess somebody just called you and kind of muted your audio. So go ahead and repeat what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I was saying, guys, like, you know, in the beginning, you know, you want to close a deal, right? You don't want to, you know, like people are like, I want to make this. I want to make this. No, close a deal. If you make $500,
thank you. Thank you. Like,
you know,
this happens all the time in the land thing too, where people hear about the great ROI that you can get, and we'll get into the differences between wholesaling and land in a moment. But then they get so caught up in that, and then they'll walk away from great deals that they're going to make money out of just because it doesn't look a certain way. I'm like,
right.
dude, do you not like money? Like, come on, man. I mean, that's where people like us come in and kind of let people know, like, hey, not every deal is going to look a certain way. If you're going to make money at the end of the day, do it.
Yeah.
But with that said, how long have you been doing wholesaling now? And then when did you really start to pick up steam to like really like, hey, I can really do this. I can't leave that. I can leave my day jobs, plural, and do this full time.
Okay, awesome. That's perfect, man, because it's an unbelievable story. You hear me? Like I've been doing it now for 3 years. But when I first started, I put out, banner signs and stuff like that, like I was telling you. I was working at 2 jobs, like I was saying. So in the morning, a team that I used to meet at the RIA used to come there for lunch. And I used to be like, hey, I know you guys, connection, right? I know you guys, right? I'm the guy that was up there just talking to y'all, and they was like, okay, okay. I said, man, I really want to do this. I really want to get a deal done, so they was like, just call us, just keep calling us and let us know if you get a deal. So, I went and I put a deal under contract off of Facebook, guys, off of Facebook, right? It was a realtor. It was a realtor who had a deal, but it wasn't a listing. That is called a pocket listing for you guys out there that want to work with realtors. Ask them if they have pocket listings. That means off-market properties that they didn't list on the market. It can be because the homeowner don't want it on the market, or that they don't, it house that needs work and things like that. So the realtor might suggest to sell it to investors. So she's holding off from putting it on the market. So it just can be different scenarios like that. But it was a property like that. So I called her and she wanted like $40,000 for the house. And at this time, I was telling you, working with this team, they say, call us. So I called them and said, hey guys, they're a JV team right now. Back then they wasn't doing this, but right now they do like probably 40 deals per month. This year they made over $3 million. That's who I work with directly. I call them every day. When I get off the phone with you, I'm going to call them, because it's constant. It's only 30 days in the month. That's what you guys have to know is right. If we don't get a deal under contract this month, we're not going to make money next month. It's month after month. I have to put a deal under contract this month to make money next month. Then I got to put it that month to make that. So it's momentum. It's all about the momentum. So like I was saying, the deal. So I called them and I was like, hey guys, where we need to be. Like they tell you the numbers. So it's good to find teams. Like I was saying, like build up your teams, right? Because this team I work with, I can call them without having a deal under contract and they'll tell me where we need to be with the numbers on the offer to the seller so that we can make money with the cash buyers. That's so powerful. You understand me? Like, I mean, no guessing game. You know what I mean? Like, because they close so many deals per month, they have cash buyers already buying, so they really know where you need to be. Work with teams, guys. And you know what I mean? So they told me where I need to be. I told the realtor, I'm new. I'm brand new, nervous. Hey, would you all take, and I was 25,000. So I was like, from 40,000 to 25,000. So I was like, would you guys consider 25,000? And she was like, well, let me check with, my friend and check. And she came back, said yes. So we sold the property for 40. I mean, I'm sorry, not 40, but 35,000. So we made 10. They made 5,000. This JV team, they made 5,000. I made 5,000. Do you think I care that I had to share $10,000? It was my first deal, ever.
And it was money from nowhere. It was $0 out of your pocket.
I have burns on my arms to show that I was really working at a kitchen. And the kitchens I worked at, I made money, but making $5,000 in one walk, and all I had to do was go on Facebook and call my team, and they tell me where I need to be on the price, and then I tell this lady, and she accepts. That's what I'm doing today. Still to this day, I call my team, ask them where we need to be on this 241 package I got today, right? I called them this morning to see how much where we need to be on a 241 package. So today, still working with teams. I also work with a hedge fund team. I made my 5,000. Sorry, I know I go around, but I'll come back. I made 5,000. No, because I want them to know. Listen, I made 5,000 and I quit my jobs.
How
That's what I
long did
want
it
to
take to
get
quit?
back to.
Like how
I
long were you
quit
into it
both of
before you
my
quit?
jobs. Quit
Huh?
both of my jobs.
Like how long after you got that 5,000 that you quit?
The next day. I didn't go
Oh
back.
shit.
The next day. The next day, bro.
Oh wow.
I didn't go back to work. Hey, I've been out of work for 3 years. You hear me? I ain't going back.
Oh, that's belief. That's courage. I
Yes, I
love that.
believed in my abilities, guys. Like I knew, listen, if I can go on Facebook and talk to a lady and make fun, I have never done that like that in my life. So I'm a hustler. I worked at 2 jobs. Listen, at my jobs, I made sure everything was cleaned up. I made sure people didn't stop. I stocked up their stations. Like I was like a lead line cook, and I wasn't. I just had respect for kitchens. I love kitchens, and kitchens should be ran a certain way. So if I'm disciplined about a kitchen, I gotta let that go. I'm disciplined about the wrong thing. Like we focus on the wrong thing, guys. We gotta focus on the things that can make us more profit per our efforts. You
Yes.
understand me?
Yes.
Per our efforts. So
Yes.
if we out here busting our butt, we should get paid for that. And it's no problem. If you know how to, you know what I'm saying? Legally, right? If
Yeah,
you
of
know how
course.
to, I ain't tell nobody to go grab, you know what I'm saying, no Ronald Banks and all that, right? But no, legally, guys, right? We should get paid. Like I should get paid for getting burned like this. I only get one body. This is not tattoos, right, that I have, right? I don't want them, but I got them for life. Burn marks. So I'm gonna have to do something, right? But since but we go through this stuff in life, guys, we got to make sure seriously our efforts are getting accounted for. So real estate is one of the ways, land like he does is one of the ways that we can make money if we focus and put all our energy into that. So I advise everybody out there, join as many. I'm in 4,000 groups. I can talk to people in Phoenix, Arizona if they got deals because I work with a hedge fund with my team. I can talk to people in Atlanta. Hey, do you want a JV? If the number's right, I can call my team. Hey, the wholesaler got it for 250. Is that a good number? No, we need it at 210. I'll go back to the wholesale Atlanta. Hey, we need it. That's teams. Teams, guys. I'm home talking to everybody. Like, I'm the middleman for real. I'm really the middleman in deals on all over the United States. I'm on the phone with people. Don't be scared. Take action, right? And that's what listen, action and experience, that's what got me here too, right? I used to put deals under contract just because the homeowners say they want 50,000. The house was worth 50,000. But go through the mistakes. Go through the mistakes though, right?
You
I
actually
know
bring up
better though.
a good little segue. So why don't you tell actually first I'll say what the land investing process is, because there's a lot of things that are similar. So what I do is I go and I find untapped areas. I don't go to the standard places a lot of land investors go to. I know how to find areas that people just aren't talking about that have a lot of value that I can go and invest in. I put a list together of people who are probably don't want the property that they have. I send them an offer. I'm like, hey, I will buy your property for a quarter of the price, a third of the price, whatever it is. And if you want it, let me know. I'll pay you quickly. I'll pay you in a couple of days, and I'll take care of all the paperwork. Most people say no. A few say yeah. I take those properties and I sell it for their actual value. And so if I'm buying something for $3, I'm selling for 10, I'm making that $7 and I'm doing it all day long. I know the wholesale process is similar, but different. Why don't you explain, give us the 50,000 foot view of how to do a wholesale deal?
Okay. So if the thing about it's all about ARV, right? I don't know if that's for the land, but for wholesaling, you have to know how much everything's worth. Without that, it's not a deal.
Yeah, you definitely got to know that, because that's how I know what the third of the value is. So for
right.
sure.
So we have to know what the value is of the property. And then the second thing is we have to know what the repairs are, right? So, when you call on the homeowner, you want to make sure you ask them the questions. When the last time you updated your plumbing? When the last time you updated your electric? When the last time you updated your roof? When the last time you done, when is is it septic or is it city sewer? You need to know those things about the house because those things are most important items. So if they're not been updated, you have to make sure that we're taking them out of the price, right? And then for my fee, I need to have my fee. So it might be $5,000. I might want to do 10,000. Depends on how much the house worth, really. But you have to have your fee in there. So after that, we just do a formula. I don't know if you guys have a formula, but we have a formula that we have to go by to make sure that all those numbers are in line. And it's 70% times the ARV, subtract the repairs, subtract your fee, right? So once we get to those numbers, right, like I said, I'm not calculating everything, so I want to just throw out stuff that people, but once you calculate everything and you come down to we call it the max offer price, which is the same with you, right?
Yep.
So with our max offer price, say like if it was on that 50, it would be like at 20. Just saying, because the repairs are so great that we need to be at 20. We can't offer you 20 because that's our max. You might say, well, give me 22. And then we way over budget. You know what I mean? So you want to start under the top max. So I might want to start at 15. Hey, will you take 15, and work my way up to my max? That's what you want to do, but you want to stay in that average right there. So so wholesaling depends on the numbers. So every house is different. There's no house that's the same because square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, year built, all that comes in account because, we need to know, when things were done. And then like some people don't want to buy older houses, they don't want to buy after 1950 or, because they was built different. But the wholesale deals is something similar. It's like that, we call the homeowner, we try to negotiate a price with them. For me, like I say, I do reverse wholesaling. I go to my buyer side first to see how much we can sell it for. Then I go back to the homeowner with an offer price already in mind.
Got it.
So, I mean, some people like to go the other way. You talk to the sellers and see how much they want and run your numbers.
Okay. Yeah.
And then try to find a buyer for it. You market it. So you make a market package, pictures, comps, bedrooms, bathroom, address, if it's on lockbox, you got to email that to what's called email list, to blast on your buyers list. So you just email everybody, the information, your phone number, things like that. They'll call you if they're interested, and you just give them access to the deal. Once they accept that, you need EMD, right? Deposit sent to title to make sure that this cash buyer is a cash buyer, guys, right? You want to make sure that they're putting down deposit on these deals, or you just might be wasting your time. This is being no disrespect to nobody, right? But you just don't want to waste your time on the deals, right? You want to make sure that everybody is serious because you have homeowners who's looking up, depending on you with this contract, right? You're obligated to help these people because you have it in writing. And plus, it's making your business, look good by making sure you deliver it, right? So I always just try to stay professional. That's why I always try to make sure by asking my team first, so I won't waste. See, I learned how not to waste time, right? So now I go to my team first and get them to do it. But once the deposit is at title, then the buyer will send the rest of the money, to escrow. Title, they do the title work. So if title get clear, they'll let you know when title and when it's getting ready to close. You just go pick up your check. So I don't know, I try to explain it all a little bit of all, just to see, that it is processes. Like you need help with all this. Like you just can't be here new and
be on the streets just wilding out.
What if you don't get the earnest money? You don't know to get the earnest money, right? But then you have a cash buyer who's gonna ride you out, and he might go behind your back. It's different things. There's different things in here, bro, that I'm not really saying, but that can happen.
There's a lot of nuance in there. Because like loan is very similar, where the process is pretty similar, except instead of having an outside buyer, you're doing all the work yourself. Now, I actually have had buyers where I'm like, hey, you say you want land in this area? All right, what's your budget? Well, how much can you do? I'll do my numbers. I'm like, all right, boom, got it. And I'm out there and I'll buy land for them. And, we've done deals that way. So I've done the exact same thing. My only difference is that I don't always go to use title companies. I do the closing myself. I pay myself, whether I'm buying for myself or for somebody else. And, that way, once it's mine, then I can do what I want. I can keep it. I can sell it. But the same questions you asked, I asked about plumbing, sewer. Instead of asking about the year the house was built, I'm like, well, has there a survey been done on the property so we know the property boundaries? Has it ever been developed? All types of other stuff. And then just like you, if the house needs a lot of repairs, If the land has issues or just certain things that are not desirable, it lowers the price. I have a price range, I have a max, and I have a min where I know if I go below that, they're not going to talk to me. And I give them an offer, and then we play the game. But I know if I go past my max, it's no longer a deal. So it seems like we have a lot in common. It's just basically what questions are we asking are a little bit different. And I like the fact that you go to your buyers first, like, hey, what do you guys want? Because you know they're going to buy. So that cuts all the guesswork out. You know exactly how much you're going to get. So all you got to do, as long as I get it for a price lower than this, I'm going to make money. So that actually makes it really, really foolproof. And I kind of do something similar, except I use market research that I do to kind of understand, okay, I know I'm going to be able to sell for at least this price. So as long as I get it for under this, everything else is going to be good. I love that. Yeah. No, that's really good.
But see, can you like, for me, I can help with my team select. I can help other wholesalers too, not just myself. So if you have a deal and your deal, you have your fee in the deal already, and my team can pick it up with the fee in there, my team will pay me on their side when they get. So I can help other wholesalers close their deals through my team, because my team gonna pay me their split.
Yeah,
and that's unique. That's
I got to sell on the open market where you're just dealing with. Yeah, I get it. That's awesome. That's really good. Yeah, this is cool. Like, there's certain things that you said that kind of like, maybe I can try that. Because I know in land there's a wholesaling way of, like, let's say I buy the property for $200. And most times people do is they can't sell it themselves, or maybe this is all they do. And also to you for like 400, and you can sell in the retail market for 12, right? Okay. That happens a lot as well in land, but in general, the way you're describing it, I personally don't know a lot of people who are doing what the wholesaling that you guys are doing with homes. So a lot of similarities, but there's some key differences. Now, let me ask you this. You can see with land, there's some downsides of, like, you got to have the capital up front. It may not be a lot, but you still need to have something. And as you're selling, if you're not good at sales yet, it may take a little bit longer to sell the property. So now your money's tied up in the property. For you, what are the downsides that you see in wholesaling that, while maybe you don't experience them like you used to, but maybe the average wholesaler or the newbie wholesaler may experience?
Right. So a lot of times when it can happen, but proof of funds, you got to have, like I said, the teams and things like that to get you past things like that. Some sellers are investor friendly. They like have Reynolds and things like that. So I seen when I first started, that stopped me from, making deals happen, because I didn't have teams that can write, proof of funds for me and show that I, have the funds. To this day, like the 12 million, we just did a deal for 3.2 million. And my team just rolled up the proof of funds for me to send out, me to the seller. So, I changed that up, because but as you go through things like that, you'll learn. Proof of funds is one of the biggest things. And then like just negotiating with the sellers. Sometimes they cuss you out. I don't know if.
No, that happens in land too. Not like it used to, but it happens. Definitely happens.
Yeah. Well, for real estate, it happens every day.
Oh yeah, I don't get it every day.
Yeah, I'm being honest. So welcome to wholesaling. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get. They're gonna welcome you every day when you reach out to them, because you're a stranger. Saying hey, not it depends on your message too. You have to be polite in message. Hey, how you doing? Sorry, out the blue, if you're the wrong person. Things like that. Don't mean to interrupt you. Just say things like that. But people don't. They be like, I've been looking for your house. They don't want to buy your house. You know what I mean? But so you learn the different phrases that you have to use when going to reach out to the sellers, man, because they're gonna let you know where to go and what you can do.
Yeah.
So that's that. So proof of funds, just facing the sellers themselves, because like I said, they can be brutal. They're gonna be honest. They're gonna tell you what's going on. And then snakes in the game. You're gonna find that it's gonna be people that's gonna think they're gonna be something, and they're not. You know what I mean? I've been through. So I love working with people. That's why I'm here. This guy here, right? Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ.
You just have to go through the people. I'm gonna tell you, you have to go through people just like you gotta go through deals. No hard feelings on nothing, right? This is a business, so you got to go through Bob to see how Bob is. He, okay, nice. Let me go to John. See, me and John, you just have to keep going through people, just like you going to sellers. Hey, can I buy your house? Hey, can I buy your house? Like all this, if you that type of person that know that, and I know this, you have to just keep going. Nothing personal, bro. So the snakes in the grass, people trying to, beat you out of deals. And then like contracts, making sure you got the best contracts, because sometimes your contract's not saying certain things, and when you go into title, it's going to cause some problems. So you got to make sure your contract is always saying assignable on it. It has to say that, because you're going to be the buyer.
Yeah.
If it don't say that,
now you got
I'm
that
the
problem.
buyer.
Now you're going in my territory. No, that like a lot of things are similar, because you're doing a lot with the buyers or the sellers, right? And like the way if you don't come correct, you're not going to get the deal. It happens in land all the time, except the difference is people are sending a letter and they're saying, hey, I want to buy your property. And sometimes they try to make it look all official, and some people get freaked out by that. Other people don't. Other people think you're just some giant company that's trying to, shortchange the little guy, and they got an earful for you. Very similar. Very similar. Now, the way I do things now, I don't get that much of it anymore. People, I let them like, hey, man, if you don't want to deal with me, don't call me. It seems to help sometimes, but other people it doesn't. But a lot of similarities. A lot of similarities.
It is, man. For title, like I get my money wired to me, so I don't have to leave my house now for that. That's the thing. I don't know if guys know that. When you go in to get your money, you can get, give title your information. You have to go to title, give it to them, and then that's allowed them to wire your money. So like now I can get my money, wired from different states. I'm working in 26 states now.
Nice.
Like, coming from not knowing nothing to now be working in 26 cities with a hedge fund for support. I work directly with a hedge fund, one of the reps. Me and him work together. So I have teams that can help me do things all across the nation. And that took a while. It took a while for me to get that. But, if you keep pushing, you keep asking questions, you keep getting on the phones. My advice is get on the phone with people. Don't just text people, email them. Get on the phone with people.
The phone.
Yeah, seriously.
Absolutely. Texting okay to get them to like, hey, I see you. But the phone is where the deal happens.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? And people for real or not, you know what I mean? And it's all about the vibe, from people, right? I love vibes. I love people. You gotta be a people person too. And let me say this. You have to be a people person to be able to do this too, right? If you hate people, if somebody cussing you out, you're gonna cuss each other out. You know, you know what I mean? So I think people who do good in wholesaling, they have to be people persons. You know what I mean? They have to be able to interact with different type of people. You have to be able to, take, criticism or take, insults, from strangers that you do not know, because you're trying to help them with the problem that they don't understand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Seriously. So, it's things like that, man. I try to, ingrain the people, because some people are like, man, they cuss me out every day. I'm like, but you rather work for somebody else though, or try to build your own legacy. That's what you have to keep in the back of your head. You know what I mean? Also, who are you doing this for? Why? But we ain't talking about our why, right?
Right. We haven't talked about that.
Dog, I have to hit them up with that. You know what I mean? Because that's why I'm doing this. Like, that's why I don't want to go back to work. Like, listen, let me tell you a goal. Set goals, guys. No, listen, set small goals. One of my goals was to throw my alarm clock as far as possible. I know that sounds crazy. Right? But listen, one of my goals was to throw my alarm clock, because every morning I had to wake up for work. That was one of the demons. That was one of the things. I had to get up. I couldn't sleep through this thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I can't wait till woo. You know what I'm saying? Woo. You just don't know. Every morning I look at him. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you almost out of here, buddy. You know what I mean? But no, that's how, but that's how you have to be.
I
that's
can't wait to tell. I wish you would, Rick.
But no, that's seriously, man. I know people, we having a good time, right? But guys, you have to be that focused on your goals and dreams, I swear. Because nobody's going to knock on your door and come inside and really show you. So you have to be the one to go out and create it. Whoever owned Pepsi, whoever started McDonald's, They cook burgers at their mama house. They cook burgers somewhere. You know what I mean? Like all the big companies, this stuff in basements. I used to work for Cooper's Hawk, a restaurant. They started wine in the basement. They tell a story all the time. Like you got to start, you know what I mean, somewhere, you know, so that you can build this thing up. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, my thing for people, right? Mess up, fumble, right? Because you're gonna catch the ball and run a touchdown.
Absolutely. I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, this is awesome.
But if you don't fall and stumble, how you gonna get a touchdown? You know?
People, this is everybody's favorite Mike Tyson quote. You know, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, they're like, oh shit, what do I do? But then here's another quote that somebody twisted. They accredited to a false person named Tyke Myson. Everybody's no one has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
So
that's well known. That's a well-known phrase, you know what I mean, from that. But yeah, man, that's all about your why. You know, why are you doing it? You know, my kids, you know, I'm trying to help my mom buy a house. You know, I just want a better car. It can be anything. Just put it on your, listen, I wish I could tell you, I got whiteboards on my wall with my goal. It says goals and dreams on my whiteboards in my room. And when I go in the front room, I got whiteboards, goals and dreams. Like it got to be in your, you know, make this where you've seen this, you know, every day, what you want to do. You know, I want to do my first deal. That should be on your refrigerator. That should be everywhere, you know, because you're going to have to go outside to society and be bombarded by everyday life, right? Your girlfriend, getting on your nerves, your job, you know what I'm saying? You was late today. I'm going to write you up, whatever, right? You can't let that bother you. You got to come back home and know, okay, it's really time to work now, right? I went out there, done that for them, but now it's time to do for me, boss. That's how you have to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be that way, boss. You know what I mean? Because the only way you can get away from it is to keep working on it yourself, you know? 100%. So that's why I did it at night. You know, when I got work at night, don't let a job, you know, if you go to a job and you're sick and tired of that means you got to work when you get home. So you don't have to go there. Like every day now, I wake up anytime I want to. Anytime I want to, boss. You know, guys, I can eat steak if I want. You know, we can go to Disney World back to back if you want. You know what I mean? Because you can spend your money however you want. But right now, I'm trying to flip houses with my brother in Delaware. I taught my brother how to do this in Delaware, and he made over probably in his first year he made over 90,000, and he just did his first fix and flip. So you know he's doing pretty good. So I'm going to try to start flipping houses with him in Delaware. You know, one of my students. Why not work with him? And it's my brother. You know, so I want to start doing houses. Do Airbnb. Right now I'm just still wholesaling because I'm trying to. My goal is to constantly make 50,000 a month. It's like 20,000 here. Monthly. I need to make 50 a month. And then I can feel good about what I'm doing.
No, I love it. Good. I love it. No, these are good. These are good goals, man. And 90K is nothing to sneeze. That's a lot of money, especially for some that he's doing on the side. So this is awesome. So real quick, why don't you tell the people how they can get a hold of you if they want to learn more about wholesaling and maybe your mentorship or your coaching program or whatever you have available. Let them know how to reach you because I know you're out there, but people need to know again.
Right. So on Facebook, I'm Chris Barnes. I'm at 5,000 limits. So if you can follow me, guys, I'm always putting out motivating things, what we should be doing every day. My mistakes that I'm still making after 3 years because we study learning. We're always learning new stuff. I'm always trying to do different deals. So Facebook is very good. I'm always putting out stuff there. And then I'm on YouTube at Team Real Estate Lifestyle. We always putting out all types of real estate stuff, not just wholesaling. Fix and flip things, there's different things like that. So, whoever want to focus in on that, they can do that. And then I'm on Instagram at real estate _ lifestyle _ I mean, it's like real estate lifestyle, but underscore it between each word. And then we on LinkedIn at Chris Barnes. And I think TikTok at Chris Barnes.
Are you everywhere?
Yeah, it's free stuff. Oh, yeah, I tell you, I'm sorry. Social media. Yes, social media is free. So you always just got to make sure that you on all platforms because what I notice is people say, hey, I found you from Instagram or I seen you on YouTube. So you always have to make sure that you putting out on all free platforms, guys. That's why it's there, so that we can be known. Seriously, we gotta be like, I remember I was telling you, I'm like earlier, I know they missed it. But I say you have to be like McDonald's. You have to be like a big businesses, because they the ones, set the pace for us. They got the signs outside. They got the commercials running. So be a smaller version of that, and use free social media to try to catch up to what they're doing. So every day, if you can, let people know, hey, I'm looking for houses. Or, hey, I got a team that's buying here. Hey, to let people know, because they're not if you be quiet,
No, I love that. No, that's good. Like, you just gave us all types of game. Let us all know about the wholesaling thing, the ups and the downs, and the fact that you're out there helping people to learn it. Or if you're not learning it, you're actually out there doing it. A lot of people talk about it, but they don't do it, right? So this is always good to meet someone like you, to give everybody an idea of the work that it takes just to become successful. It doesn't matter the field that you're doing it in, that you just put into work. You're going to be tired.
Yeah.
There are going to be off days. You're not going to feel like doing it. Just got to do it anyway. And eventually you'll be able to live the life. Now you could take your alarm clock, look at it, give it a middle finger, throw it across the room, right? Wake up whenever you want. You put in the work. You've earned that. You ain't getting burned in the kitchen no more. No more fish grease, burning your arms up. You out here living a life, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. Well,
yes, sir, man.
I think that's it for us. Like, this has already been an action-packed little episode, so I love it. So I appreciate you coming out, Chris. I know you're busy. I know you got a couple phone calls to make. People starting to blow me up as well.
Yes, sir.
But no, this has been good. We definitely got to do it again.
Yeah.
So everybody, make sure you're going out there, you're getting to work, you're putting in the work, because 2022 is around the corner. Do not want your 2022 to look like your 2021. You got to update, you got to elevate, you got to keep improving. All right. So this is Coach Vic, Chris Varnes. Good to be here with you. I will see you guys next time. Peace.